Hey guys, this is Fish Tank Guy 67, and today I wanted to just show you how to set up a planted aquarium. Okay, so here's all the things you'll need. You're gonna need a light. I'm just using the one that came with it. It's a single tube T8 reflector and or T8 fixture. And on my old tank, I used this because I was trying to keep higher demand plants. It's an Odyssey light. You can find them on eBay really cheap. And a filter. I recommend using aqua clear filters, but unless you're using something like a canister. I wouldn't use this kind of filter on anything over a 55 gallon. Maybe a little bit over, but not too much. And I wouldn't really use a wet dry filter on a freshwater tank. It just seems too much for freshwater. But if you're running a saltwater, you can use it some. Otherwise, you should use a canister, and there are also under gravel filters if you're just starting out, like with a little tank. And you're also going to need a heater. I like any heater that has an indication light and something to set the temperature. And this is an Aquarium Pro heater, 150 watts. I just bought it because it had good reviews, so I would recommend this. I've used it before. It works pretty good. And you're also going to need something to clean the glass. I use MagnaFloat. It's a magnet that you put on both sides of the glass, and you can scrub it without having to get your hands wet. And you're going to need substrate. This is fluorite black sand. I put them in these bags so it's easy to get them from here into the tank. Okay, so first what you're going to want to do is take a paper towel and wet the whole tank. Wipe the glass, make sure there's no dust. This one isn't wet yet, but when I put in the substrate, I'll probably already have wetted down. So I'll show you when I have the substrate and the glass wet. Okay, so I spread the laterite, which is the first layer. I already mixed it in with some of the sand, and before you actually put any of the substrate in, you should rinse it out until it's clear. I couldn't really get the sand clear, so I'm just going to let the filter take care of the rest of the cloudiness. But if you're going to use laterite, you should mix it in with a little bit of the substrate you're using and use it on the first layer. So I already have it on the first layer, and now I'm going to start filling it up with sand. Okay, so I already got all the sand in, and I'm making it slope up a little bit from the front to the back. When I get it filled up, I'll try to get it more sloped. So now you're just going to want to add a little bit of water just so it's a little, maybe a centimeter over the substrate. So right now I'm going to fill it up. Okay, so now that it's filled up with a little bit of water, you can see it's cloudy. That's going to be taken out with the filter when we get that on. So now you're just going to want to start putting things in. Okay, so first what you want to do is add the heater, and do not plug it in yet, because if there's no water in the aquarium and you plug it in, it'll start heating and probably break. So I like putting it on that way. You can do it like horizontally or vertically, but if you do it like this, it spreads throughout the tank, and it's also easier to hide because it's down lower. Okay, so after that, and you're gonna want to add the filter. So this is a 3-stage mechanical, chemical, and bacterial filter. And again, with this, you're not gonna want to plug this in yet, because the motor's gonna start out since this doesn't have a switch. So after you have that where you want it, I'm going to put this over here right above that so then it can circulate through the aquarium. After you do that, you're probably going to want to start filling up the aquarium with water, and I'll show you when I'm done with that. Okay, so I finished filling it up. Right now it's still cloudy. Don't expect it to be clear as soon as you get it in. You can, to help clouding, to get rid of the clouding, you can do water changes. I don't really do it on the first day. I just add some clarifiers. I'm using Aqua Clear. So you just put the required amount of that in there. I already did it, so I'm not going to actually do it right now. And with the dechlorinator to make it the water safe for the fish, you're going to need something, and I use Stress Coat. It says makes water safe, removes chlorine and chlorines. So after you get it filled up, you can plug in the filter. Right now it's getting air bubbles, so you'll hear that weird noise every once in a while. And the heater turned on as soon as I plugged it in. It's too cold right now, so that means it's heating. And if you already know this, but you have to make a drip loop with wires, if you see, so then when it drips down, it's going to fall off right here instead of into the outlet. And I have it going into the stand, so this is probably in a week it's going to be nailed onto the back, so then I can get to the wires easily and it doesn't drip in. And also I'm going to put CO2 in here, so I already got that in there. I'm just going to have to set up the CO2, but maybe in a few days when I start adding plants. So this right now doesn't have anything in it. I'm getting it right now. If you can see, this is the mechanical, chemical, and then here's the Biomax, which is bacteria, which like captures bacteria and keeps the good ones to help with your water. So after you get that done, you can just take that and set it in. And I'm going to do that slow. You have to rinse out the chemical one, so then it doesn't, the particles don't get in the water and cloud it up. So after this gets down low enough, it usually clicks. And it clicked right now. So you just want to get that in. So then that's already in and working. I use a magnet float. As I said in the beginning of the video, that's what this is floating around, and if you put the other one, it just comes up, and then you can do it without getting your hands wet. So that's practically it. I forgot to say, when you have it halfway filled and didn't turn the filter on or anything, you can start adding your plants. Just no fish. The fish should be added in after a week of it running. And you should start with hardy fish like maybe some tetras, guppies, or not guppies, those tiger fish, or you can get your cleanup crew and just start letting it get a little dirty so then they can have something to eat. So I think that's it for the video. I still have the light right here. I'm going to set that on top and turn it on. And when you turn that on, you shouldn't turn it on for the first few days because so it doesn't you don't really need it on. So that's it for the video. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching. Bye.